so much. I'm definitely shorter than Jeff. This means so much. Thank you to the HCA for this incredible honor. Recognition like this means a great deal with all these extraordinary storytellers in this room. You know, you all are artists that approach storytelling with such depth and intention, and so a moment like this is something I'll treasure for forever. I started falling in love with film music when I was a kid, and for me, like Jeff said, it was the clearest way for me to express emotion, music. And it was something I realized where I could tell a story, essentially. And it was the films and the scores that were great at conveying emotion through music that I fell in love with, realizing that music could be more than accompaniment, and that just like the lens for a cinematographer or the subtle choices for the actor, that the music could be another layer to the storytelling. And it was the director relationships and collaborations with composers that really leaned on music to enhance that emotional narrative that I fell in love with. And so working with Kris Sanders was that kind of collaboration. He was so amazing at challenging me to think about this story on a deeper level. We would ask ourselves questions about how music could reflect the arc of these characters, the arc of the story. We talk about how Bright Bill, who's this baby gosling, this awkward little goose, what it's like to have him transition to this confident leader and what the music would do to follow that journey. Or Roz being this unfeeling robot and becoming this maternal, protective figure that's capable of love. How would her theme musically represent that transformation? And there were so many moments where Kris would actually strip away dialogue and lean on music to carry a lot of the weight of the emotional story. And so it was such an honor to work with him. And there was one sequence in particular where I wrote the main theme for this migration sequence. And it's a moment where Roz has raised Bright Bill to, teaching him how to fly and giving him all the tools to ultimately leave her. And it was something that when I first approached it, my first approach was pretty timid and kind of careful. And Kris reminded me of the complexity of the moment. If you haven't seen the film, it's a very tense moment for the two of them. And that made me reflect on my own early days as a father. My daughter was just an infant when I started working on the project. And I realized that I didn't want to think about that complexity. I didn't want to think about the future and think about the inevitable conflicts, the inevitable failures, the inevitable moments where I'm going to fall short of what she needs from me. And so it was honestly thinking about that honest truth and putting that into the music that developed the score for this. For me, the greatest film scores are the ones that linger. They're the melodies that you can hum much further after you've seen the film, but it takes you right back to that moment where you saw the film in the theater and brings back all of those emotions. And so that's what I want to do with The Wild Robot. I wanted to try to find a way to match the themes that Kris and Jeff and everybody did such a great job portraying with the story, the idea of support, love, and evolving to be more than you're programmed to be. And hopefully people can listen to that score and still feel those feelings after the credits roll. So I want to say thank you so much to Kris Sanders. Thank you to Jeff. Thank you to everybody at DreamWorks and Universal for carving out space for music to be a character in this film and trusting me with that. Also my wife, Brianna, and our daughter, Coda. They are the inspiration for everything I do, especially this film. And to all of you, thank you for being, artists and icons and people that remind us that if we create from a place of heart and vulnerable courage, that we can make things that last forever. So thank you all so much.